goes the attack. Tadej Pogacar now starts to up the tempo. The signal was there, and he's already opening up a few meters. Coming across to him is Carapaz. Trying to come across Vlasov. Healy was there, but he just couldn't respond. He's just disappeared up the road, and Carapaz is with him. And Carapaz is suffering to stay on the wheel as Pogacar now ramps it up again. Pogacar is solo now with 34.2 kilometers to go. A tornado has struck on La Redoute, and Tadej Pogacar is going clear. There's no answer to the might of the Slovenian. He knows he's in danger, because if a group works together, they will start to bring him back in these headwinds. He's just ridden away from everyone. The Slovenian superstar, Pogacar, wins his 6th monument of his career and his 2nd Liege, Bastonge Liege. Here goes the attack. The world champion just starts to ride away and no one follows. The tornado strikes on La Redoute, and there is nobody who's able to even go with the acceleration of the world champion, and he just demolishes the peloton. But they've just literally watched the world champion not even get out the saddle and just ride away from them. But he checks around and he carries. This rider attacked with 34.6 kilometers to go. It wasn't really an attack, he just literally rode away. The high fives of the crowd now for the world champion, because this year in all 4 monuments he's been on the podium, and now he wins 3 Liège-Bastogne Liège. The world champion points to the sky in memory.
6 kilometers remained when Tadej Pogacar took off. 5.5 k's from the top, and then a long descent to the finish. He closed the gap around 40 seconds when he went very, very quickly, and he'd soon pull half a minute out from the chasers. Gaps were developing behind into a superb position where he could own over the final summit, the last of the Giro giants conquered by the main man from Slovenia. Sending, not taking any chances, and trying to hold that too. He just had a few pedal strokes to go, prettier in pink, and knowing this time he'd won. On the roads of what was the most serene Republic of Venice, here he was, all alone, as cool and calm as you like. The winner, the entertainer, Pog in pink and perfect. And barring incident or accident on the roads of Rome, Tadej Pogacar will win the Giro d'Italia by almost 10 minutes. A 6th stage win for him in a single Giro. That's more than even Eddie Merckx. Pogacar himself coming to the front of the race, and with just under 50 kilometers to go, opening up a small gap. Small soon became bigger, and even the world champion couldn't hack the pace. Pogacar would find himself all alone. Only Carlos Rodriguez within half a minute of him. But that gap would grow soon too, and Tadej Pogacar, with over a quarter of the race remaining, out. And final effort off-road for Tadej Pogacar. Nothing would deter him. And over 50 seconds was the margin as the Slovenian hit the final climb of the day. Almost 5 hours in the saddle. Victory in Strade Bianche. He already has 2 proper monuments. He's now won the unofficial 6th. Tadej Pogacar with a demonstration we will remember for the... Tim Wellens pulling things on the front. The rain lashing down, biblical conditions for a very special rider. Tadej Pogacar did make his move then and left spectators open-mouthed. Quickly putting out 30 seconds, nobody able to react behind, and having seen that the competition wasn't close to his wheel, soon, with 44 k's to go, had over 3 minutes of a gap, and barring incident or accident, the race very likely won. Evenepoel had already started with a win. Vingegaard had won several, the best of those in Visma Lease bike colours at that point. Pogacar went on to the new circuit, able to enjoy the atmosphere. Not quite job done, he still had to get to the finish, but he was well ahead. Been hurting, but this was a performance so brutally good that it killed the competition and at times the spectacle. But nevertheless, it was something to remember. Pogacar with a performance for the history books. A chance to celebrate, realise what he'd done, and after he climbed Via Santa Caterina smiling, the place where normally it's a launch pad for those to really take their career to the stratosphere. He'd already done that previously. This was something extra special.
Here goes the Slovenian superstar. Pogacar has absolutely flown now on this climb, on the climb of Wittiken. He looks around. Here comes the counter-attacks. Pogacar has decided with 100 kilometers to go, it's time to explode the World Championships. Here's Tratnik. How he probably knew from the side of the road. Now he joins up, and Pogacar has an ally, and this team plan of Slovenia, whilst it looked like it might be falling apart a little while ago because they were losing riders so quickly, now it's perfect. Well, Slovenia have played out their plan to absolute perfection. It's taken him just over 11.5 kilometres, and he's gone from the peloton to the front group, and now the rest of the riders must be sitting here thinking, hang on a moment, how did this happen? Here he goes again, the attack of Pogacar. Now he launches early on the climb. Sivakov has to swing out of the line, and he's trying to stay on the wheel. The power, the absolute sheer power that this rider produces. There's the situation on the bottom. Now he goes.
That's too much.
51.6 kilometers to go, and Pogacar simply rides away from the rest of the field. He's decided that it's time, and Sivakov can do nothing at all to go with him. Pogacar knows that he needs to keep the momentum going. It's still 47 seconds. You wonder whether these legs, despite the fact he looks fantastic, whether he's starting to suffer a little bit. He will start to feel some pressure. Pogacar looks to me like he is really starting to suffer. He is in full pain mode. He looks around for the first time and realizes as he stretches a little bit, that is the moment that gets you in the guts when the neutral service car is pulled out. Really flat out, 75 kilometers an hour. He has provided us with the most incredible world championship. He's done it with pure class and absolute style. An historic day, triple crown, Tadej Pogacar, world champion!